Welcome everyone, it's time for week 3 of the Collegiate ACES series as presented by Philly Esports. I'm Hail Monkeyman in the booth alongside Grant CFO, and we are ready to go. That was a long word that had to be stretched because we need to stretch a few of our remaining series for the evening. You can tell that we're starting just a little bit later because we only get to see a little bit of the action, but all that action is going to be jam-packed. Grant, how you doing this week, man, and how are you ready for this action?
I am doing pretty great, honestly. You know, midterm exam is behind me, so there's no more stress to exist for the week. Only good things to come, starting here with Philly Esports. We're having two teams that we are very familiar with, being a small pool of talent in the Philly Esports ACES series. We got Western Colorado about to take on Neumann, and we know that Neumann has had some struggles while being here. They've yet to pick off a game victory, but they're going up against someone who, you know what, it's not that unlikely that Neumann finds their first game win here. It's Western Colorado that they're playing. They're sitting at a 2-4 record, but as is a lot of people in the ACES series. I think there's 4 teams that are tied for 2-4 and only one here in Neumann that is 0-6. They are hunting down this game victory, but they've got to keep that defense on par or Jolly's going to do more of this.
We got to see a lot of this last week, and Tito's Fish, he's going to be that main person that can find a true, good, solid touch, and Jolly's going to be there to punish it more often than not, as the Mountaineers, they're going to get on the board early, and this is going to happen pretty often as we see that kind of pressure will be able to develop over time. The Neumann Knights, they'll stand up strong, be able to bring themselves up from the middle of the field as well. Tito's Fish, he actually went a beat over Sean, looking for the breakaway. See if they can center this one up in a one-on-one. A shot opportunity! Oh, Blue Shadow! Pop it off, and we're tied up at 1.
Well, the practice is certainly showing for Neumann. Look at the 50, but even better, that follow-up. Blue Shadow with a laser to the upper 90. We've criticized them for a couple weeks now about their shooting accuracy, and they come out swinging in this first game.
With an absolute bullet, no less. What a statement to be made. So, a little bit of, possession on this back end as the Mountaineers seem a little bit thunderstruck and awestruck at the current state of affairs. Tito's Fish will win another 50, a great challenge into the corner. He's trying to be able to keep a lot of the possession just nearby. Bit of a breakaway as the Mountaineers look to be able to put a threat near the box. It'll tumble forward, but another save by Tito's Fish, and this will go all the other way.
All the other way. Sean had to be a little careful there not to put it into their own net, but man, this Neumann squad has stepped up, and the fact that they've held off this Western Colorado team for long enough, and now they're getting lucky that the shots aren't quite on target just yet. Neumann pushing forward. Oh, you got to be careful about the double commits. You don't want to leave Tito's all alone with Jolly up in the air and Boost to work with. Dope Sauce comes in, hitting the post yet again for Western Colorado. They've got to bail themselves out, but this might be a 3-on-1. It's not.
Lucky for them, that double commit didn't turn into rotation issues later on, but good overall vision to just keep Mountaineers at bay as they hunt down what are just some fleeting opportunities. Tito's Fish has been able to still just kind of lose that on the position. Blue Shadow looking for a chance. Maybe they'll turn around. Bit of a team bump. They'll be able to turn into a collision that will go into the Mountaineers' favor as Jolly posting up over to Sean, following after it. That goes underneath. It's a bouncer. That will go in. Reattaining the lead is Western Colorado.
We're just waiting for this defense to fall in line a little bit better than that. Tito forced to jump early when they could have sat back just a little bit longer. Have a little bit more patience, and you could find yourself putting up some miraculous saves that are able to bring you back into offense to equalize this game.
And that was a bit of a fake out because Tito's did have to go up in that bit of a no man's land situation. So we're going to see if some of those leaps will happen late. Another team pinch between both Shermie and Blue Shadow. Jolly trying to pit maneuver Blue Shadow just out of the way, but very patient, staying nearby. Tito's Fish into the box, and at this halfway point of game number 1. I've liked all this improvement that we've seen out of Neumann. They just have to make sure they do not get punished in transition. That was a great touch, and it will go through. Sean's able to bury it. They extend their lead out by 2.
You know, we have to take a look at that. First man goes by, second not quite ready for the strange touch that came out of Dope Sauce. It was a phenomenal passing play from Western Colorado, at least trying to match that caliber that Neumann came busting out the doors with. So let's see what they can do now.
Hanging just underneath. Shermie's going to be isolated on this one. That could be a drop shot, and it will come off the interior post. A little bit of good fortune as the Knights will post up, try to grab those shields. Be as protective as they can, but the Ramparts under duress. Jolly will have to take advantage as Tito's Fish will collect. Nice little pre-flip. We'll keep this one moving around, and unable to obtain it. Sean is going to have to take responsibility. Now looking for the breakaway. This will go to the near side wall. Shermie with a pre-jump, and that's a good strike to keep that one at bay. And the Knights otherwise safe. And now moving to the offensive half.
Surprisingly, they've been able to hold down that defense. When we've seen that so many times before, they've been unable to. This is a brand new Neumann squad, something like we've never seen before. Sean, though, looking with fierce eyes to strike with dope sauce. How about that one? 4-1 like that.
We have not seen Dope Sauce. I'm going to say, I have not seen his name flash up until this moment, but he is exactly as his name says. What a great pass, heads up play, gets that flip, goes upside down, is able to make a nice quick strike on that lower 90, opposite of where the goalie came from, and making sure that that is unreachable. And now with sub 90 seconds remaining, Neumann, bit of a hole. Game number one, though, has seen so much promise, and I want them to continue this better rotation on defense.
Something I've noticed about that defensive rotation is they like to rotate kind of on the wall side, the back wall. They don't quite rotate out in the midfield, take a long path around. They take a very short and cut down path, but that shot almost cut down the wall of defense that Western Colorado had to build. But yeah, we're talking about Neumann. Let's hope they can straighten up some more, have more fluid rotations. You can see them starting to figure it out. The spacing is good. They leave a little less often. They'll have more offense. Jolly has this one after a big takeaway. Musty flick to the backboard. No double tap in town. Shermie's got to race this one down. Neumann really needs some goals right about now if they want any hopes at a tie game.
Tito's Fish earlier, you could tell that he really wanted that strike back. He had it available to him. Maybe able to get a big save. It will be just going through as Sean be able to find another one, and just under a half minute to go. It was a 3-on-1. It was a desperate situation. Blue Shadow almost able to be able to dig this one out and just a step too far behind.
And how many times have we seen it too? The amount of times that the first and second person push out of the net, leaving that third man. I mean, a lot of the time that third man is Tito's Fish. He's just left stranded, and it's a very difficult situation to be in. You have Western Colorado besting you on every touch that they are making in the midfield, but this is almost a recovered double tap. Would have been nice. Tito's has a chance at a consolation goal, though, at the end. Just not quite able to make it quick enough. Dope Sauce will control it, play off this time. They don't need to score any more goals because this game one belongs to Western Colorado. They drop and lose control in the midfield, and that was a dominant first game.
Yes, it was, and we got to see a lot more of some new blood out there. Dope Sauce joining the likes of this trio from Western Colorado. Whenever we speak of them, we're usually talking about Sean, Smalls, and Jolly. So, you know, some key strikers available, and then some new students as they're able to kind of work their way into the rotation. Love to see it. Tito's Fish, of course, leading the charge and making sure to be as much as a leader as they can, and they had that great strike early on between them and Blue Shadow. Gotta see just a little bit more of that if we can for this success out of Neumann. I want them to continue zooming with exactly what they were before, just a little bit more efficiency.
For sure. I think there's a lot going for them when they're able to find these connection passes on the offense like no one's business. I don't see any reason why to stop doing the team play thing. I think there's a lot of it that happened at the end where they were going for more individual efforts, and those didn't quite pay off the dividends that they were looking for. This team play is something that not a lot of teams have. It's something that can be very special to you, but Sean takes this all by himself off the kickoff for the first goal of game 2.
That's just a quick beat. Oh, he used a bit of a speed flip there just to be able to dig it out if he could, and that's just good focus. Be able to start off game number 2 early. And if you are just now joining us or just brand new to the ACES series, well, think of it like this. It is a 3-game series no matter what. It is not a best of, it is aggregate, which means every single game really does matter when it comes to your overall record. So, you know, you can't just go 2-0 and say it's done for the day in a best-of-3 style concept. You got to be able to fight through all 3, and that's what Neumann is trying to do here, looking for their first game win of the season.
Luckily for Tito's Fish, being left out on defense for so many times in this series already, it's prepared them for that last save they had to dive to make. And now they find themselves on offense. Tito's. Oh, they got dunked though. That's a big runaway. Blue Shadow can't reach it, and Jolly finds a second.
I like what I saw earlier from Shermy. Good reads on defense, but poor Tito's, he actually had the challenge working, but he got pit maneuver from behind, just like when I'm trying to be able to make it in rush hour in the morning and someone's trying to clip me from behind on the exit ramp. He had the exact same issue at the midfield.
Sean, that left wall got bumped early. Tito's has this one out in front. Doesn't get it over Sean. In fact, they've got a little bit more possession in their hands. Jolly got bumped. Great takeout there by, I believe it was Tito's Fish. Yes, it was. Now they've got a rebound, though, allowing a lot of space for Jolly to use all the airspace they could ever want, and Sean will take advantage and punish the defensive mistake.
So outside that first minute, and that's a great pass. Jolly has proven themselves to be a stellar support function, and they just put it inside the box, seeing what will hit. And Sean has been no stranger to just be downhill running, trying to be able to make every single strike possible into something glorious. Shermy, though, from the kickoff. Oh, a chance. I like the follow-up. He's got to be able to see that connection.
Tito's Fish in the back line. Oh, they missed it so many times again, like we're talking about Neumann. Not making that contact to transition into offense is the most important thing. If you're going to send yourself forward, you have to be able to make the contact, and Jolly will prove why you have to, because that produces goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically an air show, and Jolly just kind of came to the front of it. Like, oh, okay, the ball came out. So if you do not make that connection on defense, it's a little bit rough, because then you just have a free play available to anyone that may come up, be it offensively or defensively, friend, foe. But now, as we go into the first minute and a half and more, the Neumann Knights trying to be able to fight back. Tito's Fish looking for first possession. Does kick it all the way back. He will get a free 100 boost pad. So this will be a chance. Oh, and everyone collects nearby. It just didn't sneak past the goal line.
I love that Neumann are able to take those kinds of risks, though, and they have the recovery speed to get back on their half in time. Now 3 minutes to go. That's what we're talking about. If you can't make this contact, look how many times it leaves Tito's Fish on their own. Now Blue Shadow on their own, but they handle it well, sending it up for Neumann. Tito reaching up high for it. Jolly knocks it to the side, but no one around for the Knights to take over possession. Shermy, another miss. That's gonna leave one left in net. Sean takes it up, has nobody down, but maybe one above. Jolly almost scored the 5th for this Western Colorado team, and certainly it would help them run away with this series.
And they drew that one up. I thought that maybe he was trying to be a little bit fancy with it, but I mean, he was. But that was a drawn up passing play to try and get over to Jolly. Oh, and Tito's Fish nearly taking advantage of a big challenge, dunk opportunity. That will go in the other direction. Dope Sauce will get another one on the board. That is the 5th one they were looking for.
Indeed, it was what they were looking for. You see this off to the side, though. The sidewall on defense is one of the last places you want to put that ball. If you are Neumann, you know how good Western Colorado is on the offense, how well they will punish you for your mistakes, so you can't give them free opportunities like that. The sidewall oftentimes acts as a passing lane in a way, where it bounces off and it is free to whoever's around, especially when you're last man. You have to control it as that last man, unless you can bang it all the way across and you're comfortable enough in your mechanics to do so. So let's see if they can do a bit better at managing possession on defense, but you're gonna have to start with building that defense.
It's definitely tough. You lose one, and Tito's, he's been kind of the leader of this group, and so he's going to take responsibility for that one. He brings it out straight to the midfield. If he can maintain that more to the side, he's going to lower the threat margin of what's going to be coming against him in some of these attacks, but it goes straight into the rotation. They're going to be going at that crosshair all day long and to the top of the box. So Neumann still fighting forward. Jolly trying to be able to bring it in. A big save, though, as Tito's Fish not to let another one through.
Sean, using this wing that Western Colorado loves so much. When they can get airborne, they know they've got a significant advantage, especially with the control of the boost game. And Dope Sauce knows it very well with 100 loaded up in their tank. They'll take it slow and out to midfield. Shermie tried the dunk over the top. Tito's will get the success. This one's out. Back wall. Defense controlling well. Moves through the sides. Now pushing forward. Sean's there on the other end. Has a shot. It's just over the crossbar. And with 60 seconds to go, Western Colorado finds a 7th goal.
They threatened the perimeter, and it was hard to be able to split your eyes to see them. You had to be an iguana because they were on all sides, able to sneak one through. And Mountaineers, they find this mountain coming in quick. They're doing it on the backs of some good striking. You got to see some stellar striking for them last week in particular. It was Smalls who had 10 shots across all their games. So without him today, they really leaned upon some new blood. And of course, Jolly accounted for 4 of their 7, so a little bit more accurate overall. They'll be able to see how much that will increase through their statistics today. We'll be having at least one more game following this one, but 35 seconds to go. The Western Colorado Mountaineers looking pretty darn in control.
Well, for a moment, they look pretty shaky after that miss from Jolly, but I have to say that it might look a little shakier over here for Shermie. It's an unfortunate way to go down, but look at the way they find each other on defense first. Sean sends a long clear, and that's what we're talking about. If Neumann can find those kinds of clears, especially as third man, that's the only way you're going to get away with not controlling the ball, especially when you have that field awareness like WCU has to realize that there are so many people in the midfield and on your half that you can send a clanger downfield like that. It's the reason they are sitting up 8-0 is because they have the intelligence to formulate their strategies as they go. They know exactly what to do in certain situations, and that's that experience coming to pay off as Dope Sauce finds one, and we are within double digits almost.
You just kind of send the house, see what will stick, and their strategies are paying off. Overt aggression, just anything that they want to be able to throw will be able to stick. Neumann, they have fought hard. They're going to continue to have to fight because they have at least one more game to go. Shermie's going to try and plant on the ground. They do. Mountaineers. You know, we talk about it not being a best of, but when you take the first 2, it feels like you won the series. You still got to be able to play one more. Solid shooting, though, out of Tito's. Got to be able to get those solid connections again out of Blue Shadow and Shermie like they had in the previous game. See if they can be able to continue their run forward. But again, it's actually exactly what it was last time around. Jolly with very solid and very accurate shooting.
And we have to look down at Neumann as well. Tito's fished with 5 shots, but no goals to show for it. And a lot of these were on open nets too. And it comes back to one of our criticisms from weeks prior with Neumann, how we really pick out this shooting accuracy. Because obviously in the premise of Rocket League, if you can't convert your shots to goals, you're not finding anything, and there's no way you could win like that. I mean, that's just common sense, common math, right? I mean, 0-5, there's nothing to show for it, but they have that pressure, and that's what they have to continue to do. They have to continue to give themselves as many opportunities as possible, because that's what's working in a situation like this. And when they start finding them on target, that's when we're going to see things really start to change for Neumann.
I gotta wonder what percentage of those 5 shots for Tito's was when he was challenging heavy traffic at the net. They didn't have many opportunities to really go onto an extended offensive, but he made sure to challenge that goal line of Western Colorado. So I gotta wonder how many was just like trying to literally just force his way through, which may eventually pay some dividends. Gotta see if Neumann will be able to bring that fight and bring it alive here in game number 3. Maybe a bit of a false start. We'll be able to figure out what this next one is going on. So we'll get to see how that one will come up. So regardless, I do like what we've seen out of Tito's. And of course, when we bring it from the likes of Western Colorado, they say they've faced from some very tough foes overall. And they're now trying to be able to rotate a lot of their talent onto the pitch.
Yeah, and I think what's going on right now is, yes, I guess you could call it a false start, Hale.
Yeah.
But not all the players joined. So what I think is going to happen is everyone's going to leave the lobby. We'll reset and we'll get there eventually. It seems to be what's going on here. So, but yeah, there were a couple of things. We talked about the shooting accuracy. We talked about the rotations for Neumann on defense and how if they can just straighten up those kinds of things and get it more fluid. I think I want to pull out a secret from my bag of tricks in a little bit here, Monkey. I
Okay.
don't have it's not ready yet, but I'm gonna get it here because I think we've got the time to do so. But
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out some what's it called? Telestration, that's the one in a second, Monkey. So don't you wait.
Oh, oh, okay. All right. Well, see, whenever you do that, I also have a couple of tricks that equal one trick. So maybe we'll be able to share secrets. I don't know if you're up for that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm always up for secrets, Monkey, but I gotta go find how this thing works. Then I have to kind of pull it out of the shelves in the attic and dust
Gotta
it
blow the
off.
dust off. Yeah. Just
Yeah, exactly. Just not even just like blow the dust, and then you gotta like swipe it afterwards. You just
oh,
gotta
oh,
get it
that's
all
thick.
out of there.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
when the dust is like that thick. It's like at least a half inch. You're like, ugh, and you have to like get
yeah,
it
it's
all. Yeah, it's nasty.
not looking
Gross.
great over here.
Mm, you-
Absolutely not.
Well, we're gonna bust off the Clorox wipes, and we're gonna be able to see if these guys will be able to clean up their acts. Neumann, you got one more chance this week. Be able to take one off of Western Colorado. They had such speed, such ferocity, such power going into the first bit. Let's see if they'll be able to take down the Mountaineers early and often. I want to see them challenge them in the sky.
I'd love to see them challenge in the sky as well because we've talked about that. The advantage that Western Colorado possesses because they are going up in the air and getting over the heads of Neumann. I mean, if Neumann can also find that, which we've seen, especially in Tito's Fish, have the ability to possess, that's where we're going to see it. I mean, look right there, where you can challenge and keep going on the offensive zone. Now, Dope Sauce around the right side, looking for a flip reset, goes for the dribble instead, finds it off the bounce at the top of the car, and Jolly continuing. The pressure's not let up yet. Blue Shadow, though, with that bump, might have just stopped it, and Tito's advances further. Sean waiting up. We've seen this time and time again. Great 50 from Shermie to keep this one at bay.
It feels desperate, but it also is working, and that's the defense from Neumann. They've been able to at least answer time and time again by challenging just a little bit sooner, a little bit faster. Oh, you can't leave a free connection, though. This one will drop nearby, front face of the crossbar, and that one eventually finds Jolly at the top of the box. Gotta give him credit, though, for a long, long time. No invaders made it to the castle.
Oh, it was beautifully placed off of that backboard down for Jolly. Could have been on target, though, to first of all, but I love that the follow-up was there from Jolly to give them that first. That's that teamwork that we've really looked at for this Western Colorado squad, especially in this series. Let's see if Tito's got something to answer. They do, just up in the face.
This is the slam and the jam that I've been waiting on. Shermie was able to just be nearby, force the connection, and he has been at the top of the stripes time and again, waiting for this kind of opportunity and be able to tie things up. That's inside the first minute 15, and Neumann on the board.
Now you see why I criticize the accuracy when they are shooting on target like that. It's beautiful. They've got another, but Dope Sauce has the deflection to the side wall. They continue forward. Tito's Fish all the way in the back. Got it past Sean. Now going up to the air, taking to the skies. Has the shot over. Jolly bailing out Dope Sauce from that one. They teamed up to make it happen. Credit goes to where it's due. Now the double commits. Look at this. Neumann is making Western Colorado panic. You can't panic yourself. You have to notice that you are in the driver's seat. You are in control. So keep pressing forward. Don't let this one slip through the cracks. Good clear by Tito's.
Tito's, my man, able to make himself a presence on the field. Solid connections. Don't let anything through for free. My biggest thing about any player, I want them to become the tax man. Make sure that everyone goes to you as the gatekeeper. A quick turnaround. Oh, it's a double commit. Oh, the big take, though. Shermie able to make the stop, and that what could have been a catastrophe turns into good credit and being able to get out of there alive.
Shermie must be the richest person on the planet with how high that bail was to bail his team out of that, but we turn our attention to a beautiful counterattack with Jolly and Dope Sauce, the usual suspects for Western Colorado, making some movie magic on the pitch.
After all of the chaos happening inside the box, you gotta be thankful for at least a little bit of solid defense. And you know what? They're going to be able to find that in surplus if they just stay focused. Shermie looking for one top shelf. Oh, man, these are becoming bullet trains to the exact destination where all of Neumann wants them to go. But Jolly, I believe they're going to have a hat trick. And that one will be a third for Western Colorado.
Yes, indeed. A big ol' hat trick. Jolly. That power and precision that's going to define the WCU squad. With 2:10 remaining, though, Neumann have seen a couple of good attacks. The teamwork always there, doing some good work, but we've got to see it more consistently now. They line up the defense and the back wall. Sean notices it. That's one miss. Tito's taking their time. That's not quite what I meant by taking control, because now you've kind of given it away to Sean. But I do like the idea, the fact that is there. Tito's and Shermy getting a little frisky here. You got to have that communication and know who's supposed to go there. Tito's sending it over to the side. Dope Sauce has full possession and full boost. Looking for the flip reset. Has no teammate in the midfield. This one's kind of pointless, leaving Tito's that space and ability to advance, but instantly regained. Well done by Dope Sauce to remain calm in a situation like that. Now you've got an option. We'll go for the solo play. Gets the fake on one. Now passes. Sean not quite ready for it, and rightfully so.
It's just playing with a lot of extra time. As much as you're gifted, you might as well make use of it. Neumann, though their challenges have been pretty darn fierce, they have left at least a lot of real estate to give themselves time to think. Because I understand that completely. If you feel stressed out, if you feel like you have that pressure, you want to have at least a few extra seconds just to kind of realize where your reaction is going to be able to come from. Jolly has an option. Dope Sauce is on the way back, so they have Sean nearby, but Sean's just going to hang out on the mid half as Dope Sauce will clear it out. WCU, that one turns into a redirect the opposite direction, and Sean will be able to punish it for Tito's. He was looking to put a banger in the other direction, and it did not happen.
You know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work, except it's not really teamwork when the defense becomes your teammate. But hey, Western Colorado will take what they can get, as they've got 40 seconds to glory in a 3-0 sweep here against Neumann. They're looking for one more goal, though, as that one was almost in. Sean allotted a lot of time and space here, but Blue Shadow's got no boost. That explains it. Shermy getting up in the face in these last 30 seconds. Tito's not the best touch onto the side. Got a bit of success with it. Rule one with the teammate would have been nice. We saw that last week, and it was broken, and frankly broke our hearts. With 10 seconds to go, I think we're going to call this one done and dusted. Doesn't mean, though, that Neumann can't get one more goal. 30 boost and a backflip on the goal line. It was almost finding its way through. Shermy can't reach it either. Jolly midfield for Dope Sauce. Who wants the last piece of the pizza? Sean over to the middle, and that's going to touch the ground. No, actually, Tito got there in time. Didn't think they had boost for it. Now everybody wants a piece of the fun. It's a bit of keep away, but now finally, it hits the floor, and Western Colorado can walk away with a 3-0 in their name.
I mean, just like any good Rocket League player, I was hoping that one was going to stay up forever, and it was doing a pretty good job of it as they were able to undercut it and keep things going. But Tito's Fish comes away with a solid goal and a lot of defense, able to make themselves a solid presence. Shermy, good progressions overall, but it is WCU that does take the series and takes this 3-game spread. 3-0. Dope Sauce as, the third come up without being smalls, unless they are another player that has decided to rebrand themselves like we had last week, will be able to show a depth of talent and roster for this program.
Yeah, there was a lot of stepping up from Neumann. That was really awesome to see. But let's break down a little bit. I told you I was dusting something off the shelves, and I was gonna bring something in. We have to pay tribute to the homie in Lars Newt and bring out his beloved board over here. Let's draw up some things. We're bringing the telestration in. I wanted to talk about that Neumann defense before we get going here, Monkey Man. Here's the problem, right? You got people in net, okay? You set it up just fine. We'll take it. Triangle, beautiful. We're okay with it. But you take out one like this. If you miss, here's the problem. Instead of rotating the circle, they rotate back in. You know what that allows for? That allows for this person to meet contact with you. You get in their way, or they have to jump over you, and that doesn't work out well. We have to see that flow of a circle in here. This person goes after this person goes, and then the circle continues. That's why it's off written to the side. I have defense as a circle, but that was the main thing that I saw bite Neumann all the time. And then on the flip side, where they would go forward and miss, and now you're stuck stranded out over here. And Yeah, there, let me draw this better. You're stuck over here. You got 2 left. You send this guy forward. They miss, and that's the problem is when you miss contact, you got 1 left, and then you've got 3 guys that can attack you in whatever way they so desire, and that becomes the problem is this 3-on-1 for Neumann. So if we see that consistency come back, we see them make that contact when they are pushing for offense, we are going to see a very scary Neumann squad and eventually one that's able to pick off their first game. They'll still be hunting for it as we move into week 4 next week.
You guys should bring some solid coaching up because that is exactly what Grant was able to just gift you. And of course, we're going to be taking a quick break so we can be able to talk to the players, see who's going to be able to come into the booth with us. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a short one, and you guys better stick with us. We'll be right back.
Has esports been your dream? Philly Esports is where your career begins. Monthly tournaments. A variety of esports titles. An active Discord community. High-quality broadcasts.
Their shot won't hit anything. It doesn't matter when the other 2 members are there for the follow-up. Full focus taking the first 2 maps.
Video recaps of every event. Start your journey today. PhillyEsports.gg.
Talking about, we're already back into MC3 offensive pressure. They won't miss here.
Shooting outside the box still. The offense presses forward, and Montgomery will threaten. They bring one back for him. And apparently the cup of water was written in by production, but something that should be noted, is, well, apparently this shot, as we can at least cut this lead in half for Mean Keen.
Well, Scoob, this one's simple. Scoob or Scoop touch, I'm not sure. Simple flick over the top, and again, exploiting Mac Daddy way. I'm not saying that I'm high level, but I know that a strategy like that and a decision like that. Play time. Get game 1 at least in your bag before you move on. Snick, though, wants to go for more, biting it off the backboard, and the pinch down low. This one's a runaway.
The backboard, they had to be able to make that read. And next, the second flippers that came through, this is going to be a score. Do it from just outside the arc, and they do it from the midfield. They're controlling the entirety of this game, but a lot of great control. And he has 1 boost. He called off, I think it was Seb, no, it was Rev. And this one will be punished for it. Skoy gets a challenge, and he gets a goal for it. Jolly's going to stay kind of cemented on the near side post. You have that half rotation, which will put this in harm's way again.
Such a short amount of time in this game that we've seen so many goals go in. Forward for their team, but the ball bounces back and forth, courtesy of the nature of the quick-paced game of Rocket League. No way! Jolly thought they were secured to go for boost.
Trying to get those flicks down, both in the FPS as well as in this game. He's going to look for another option, but it's going to be Jenny from downtown. And
great that we get to see Benedict team being up on the backboard, and even better that we get to see them return one of different mistakes that they've made before, these inconsistencies, and now they'll start us off great.
Welcome Welcome back, everyone, to the Collegiate Aces series. I'm El Monkey Man in the booth with Sean from Western Colorado, the Mountaineers. Congratulations on your 3-0 win, and welcome to the booth.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. And so we got to see an awesome performance for you guys and, get to improve your overall record. And I guess kind of run it down for me. My burning question, my immediate question is Dope Sauce a rebrand of someone else? Because we remember Smalls being out there before. Is this a rebrand, or is this one of your other players?
Unfortunately, Smalls couldn't be here tonight, and so we were able to grab one of our subs. And
Gotcha.
Dope Sauce, I mean, he stepped in flawlessly. It was awesome.
Yeah, you guys had a great win, a great overall performance. So kind of run it down for me. I mean, obviously we've seen you guys face some tough opponents over the past couple of weeks leading into week 3, and this one feels like a nice recovery week. What's your progressions like? What are you guys kind of focusing on from week to week now as we're getting deeper and deeper into this series?
This was a much needed win after our first 2 weeks against Benedictine. Our first week, we felt like as the series went on, we were the better team, and we just unfortunately ran out of games. And then against Misericordia last week, I mean, I feel like that was another series that we played better, and then we just kind of choked at the end. So coming into this week, we knew that not necessarily that it was going to be, anything given to us, but we knew that this would probably be, I guess, our easiest match yet. Not throwing shade, but
Of course.
And so yeah, we knew coming in that we wanted to take it to them, and one of our big things has been we want to be aggressive, we want to get in their face and not let the other team get comfortable touches, as we call it. Just make sure that they don't have time to set anything up.
And it seems like you guys were working very well together. I mean, you called up Dope Sauce, and Jolly seems to be one of those very heavy-handed strikers as well as very accurate. Do you lean more upon Jolly to kind of initiate that? You had some great follow-ups, but would you say they're kind of maybe the big dog on campus to make that stuff happen first?
It was a weird week, man. Usually Jolly's the one filling that back role, and me and Small usually kind of just chase the ball, but no, this week Jolly was feeling it, and so we kind of gave him free rein to do whatever he wanted, and I just wanted to stay back and make sure that we didn't give anything up. But Jolly was awesome this week. Hat trick in every game, and so it was. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he was just really feeling it this week.
Hey, that's always good. That's sometimes you got to be able to feel it. You guys are going to have even more competition that's going to be coming up over the latter course of this overall competition for your school, for Western Colorado, for the Mountaineers. So do you guys have kind of an arena? Do you guys get to meet up and kind of go through a bit of film, or overall see your, I guess, your competitions as you have been through them? Kind of run down your program. What do they kind of offer for you as you're kind of going through their academics and the school and their program?
Yeah, we have an arena, but I play better in my own room, so
Nice.
Yeah, so but we have this sick arena that we just opened up. What was it, about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's awesome. Like the program, we're in our 3rd year's esports program here at Western, and I mean, not just Rocket League, but all of our titles have seen success. I know our League of Legends team recently just won their league last semester. Same with Overwatch, getting to the finals. And honestly, like, it's been huge. We had a new director step in this year, Zach. He's been really awesome to us. Kind of just letting us run our program. And for Rocket League, yeah, we try and do stuff like replay analysis and kind of just going over what worked and what didn't work over our past couple weeks, and also working with our B team for Rocket League and getting them the help that they need.
That's really cool. That sounds like a lot of good support. And, I have one question before giving you time to shout out. Do you feel good about your Bruins going in? Because I got a buddy who is a Sabres fan. May he rest in peace. No, he's terrible with it. Do you feel like you guys are going to be good going to the playoffs?
Oh man, I'm ready. I was actually at the Bruins Avalanche game a couple weeks ago, where I got to watch them lose in person.
Ooh.
But not picture. I have 2 more jerseys right above my monitor here. Big Bruins fan. I'm ready for the playoffs.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm a Dallas Stars fan, which means I only know pain. So good luck to you guys. Hey, any shout outs to while you got them here? Anyone that you want to be able to give some kudos to?
Shouts out to my hockey team here on campus, the Western men's hockey team, and obviously Jolly, Smalls, Dusty. I know you guys are watching right now, and my mom and dad for getting me here, letting me play hours of Rocket League in my bedroom. So that's all I got.
Hey, well, thank you so much for being here, man. And thank you, Sean's parents, for letting him play Rocket League all the time. You know what? If you're a parent out there letting your kid play video games, it could turn into success like this. So job well done, Sean.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Hey, so thank you guys so much. We got to see